The Cacophony of a Big Hiatus, or How Not to Sound Greek, a brief analysis of Crasis, Elision, Diaeresis and Hiatus in Koine Greek. I know it's not a great title, but at least it's descriptive of the contents of this video. In Erasmian pronunciation, the following vowel combinations are considered to be diphthongs: alpha iota, epsilon iota, omicron iota, alpha ypsilon, omicron ypsilon, ypsilon iota, epsilon ypsilon, and eta ypsilon. When two vowels are pronounced together, it is called a diphthong. In English, for example, bear is pronounced with the two vowels E and A combined to make a single sound. There are 7 common diphthongs in Greek. In Erasmian pronunciation, the following examples of vowel combinations are not considered to be diphthongs: alpha omicron, alpha omega, epsilon alpha, epsilon omega, iota alpha, iota epsilon, iota eta, and iota omicron. How not to sound Greek. If you want to sound like a Klingon from Star Trek, Qapla, then you should follow this important rule stipulated by experts of Erasmian pronunciation. There are vowel pairs which occur that are not diphthongs. In these cases, the pair is treated as 2 separate letters. They are pronounced separately, and any breathing comes on the first letter. For example, he-an, if; hui-os, sun; eu-angelion, good news. This separation of one word into 2 parts means that there is a slight pause that occurs when 2 immediately adjacent vowels in consecutive syllables are pronounced. In linguistics, this is called a hiatus. The longer the pause, the more cacophonous it sounds to the native Greek speaker. However, it sounds very pleasant to the Klingon ear, because in Klingon there are many glottal stops. Qapla. I've not seen a name for this rule, so for convenience I will call it the hiatus rule. Who was the first person to invent the hiatus rule? Where is the evidence that Greek speakers paused between the syllables of one word? The academics learnt this rule from their teachers, and then they pass it on to their students. It is time to question this rule and discover its origin. Is there any evidence that contradicts it? If so, should we continue to perpetuate this hiatus rule? Here are further examples. Remember to insert the hiatus. I shall now pronounce these words in my best Erasmian pronunciation. Kurios, kuriou, phileo, ἀγαπάω, οράω, εάν, Θεός, Θεού, Huios, Angelion. Erasmians can be inconsistent, so often they might say kurios, but they forget and they might say kuriou. Really, they should be saying kuriou. And now I shall read a verse from the Septuagint of Joshua chapter 4 and verse 10. Este keisan de hoi Hiatus, hoi irontes, tain kipoton, tes diatheikes, ento ordani, heos husune telesen, Iesus, panta ha enetelato, kurios, ana engelai, to lao, kai spusen, ho laos, kai di ebesan, Qapla. Oh, sorry, that last word was Klingon. And now, how to sound Greek. Remember to remove the hiatus. Kyrios, Kyriou, phileo, ἀγαπάω, οράω, εάν, Θεός, Θεού, Υιός, Ευαγγέλιον. Kyrios, Kyriou, phileo, ἀγαπάω, οράω, εάν, Θεός, Θεού, Υιός, Ευαγγέλιον. The verbs phileo, ἀγαπάω and οράω are often contracted to philo, ἀγαπώ and ορώ. And now for Joshua chapter 4 and verse 10. Ειστήγησαν δε οι ιερείς οι έροντες την κυβωτών της Διαθήκης εν το Ιορδάνη, έως ου συνετέλεσεν Ιησούς πάντα ενετήλατο Κύριος αναγγείλε το λαό, και έσπευσεν ο λαός και διέβησαν. What is the evidence that the Greeks of the first century did not insert an exaggerated hiatus between two vowels. Those who advocate the Erasmian pronunciation tell us we shouldn't say Theos, we should say Theos. They tell us we shouldn't say ἀγαπάω, we should say ἀγαπάω. They want us to put artificial breaks between two syllables, thus making the language sound very unnatural. It is somewhat ironical that these same people tell us about Crasis and Elision, which contradicts this artificial addition of a pause, a hiatus between two vowels in one word. What is Crasis? Some people pronounce this word Crasis. I prefer Crasis because it is in fact a Greek word and it means mixture. Crasis is a contraction of a vowel or diphthong at the end of a word with a vowel or diphthong at the start of the following word. So it's a pushing together of two words. It is a mixture of words. For example, ge-ean and if combine to make gan, and ge-ero and I combine to form garo. Ge-eginos makes gaginos. Do onoma becomes dunoma, and do enandion becomes dunandion. What is elision? Elision is the removal of a vowel at the end of a word before a word beginning with a vowel. An apostrophe marks the place where the vowel is removed. Ebiafton becomes ebafton. Abo uranu becomes aburanu. And medaimon becomes methimon. If Crasis and Elision are natural phenomena in first century spoken Guinea Greek, it's highly unlikely that a hiatus is put between two vowels, so we ought to pronounce Theos as Theos and ἀγαπάω as ἀγαπάω. I just can't understand why Erasmians insist on that. They can't even stick to it themselves. They're so inconsistent. They really make the Greek language sound so strange. Even they make it sound like Klingon. Qapla. When is an umlaut not an umlaut? When it's a diaeresis. We have examined Crasis and Elision and seen how they affect pronunciation. Diaeresis also affects the way we pronounce words. Diaeresis is similar to a hiatus. It is when two vowels appearing together are pronounced separately, including vowel combinations that are considered as diphthongs. In addition, two dots are written above the second vowel. The two dots indicate that the vowel is pronounced in a separate syllable. When speaking slowly, you can hear a very slight pause between the vowels. However, when speaking at normal speed, one vowel blends in smoothly with the next vowel. Here are some examples. I will first read them slowly and then I'll read them at normal speed. Moisis, Kaiafas, Vitsaida, Evraisti, Alleluia. And now at normal speed. Moisis, Caiaphas, Vitsaida, Evraisti, Alleluia. Speaking slowly again. Ίδιος, διισχυρίζομαι, διηλίζω, ισχύει, πραείς, προίστιμη, χωικός. And now speaking at normal speed. Αίδιος, διισχυρίζομαι, διηλίζω, ισχύει, πραείς, προίστιμη, χωικός. The proponents of Erasmian pronunciation, when reading New Testament Greek aloud at normal speed, insert a pause between the vowels. This creates a glottal stop within a word. A glottal stop is something like uh-oh. Many British people do it when they say water instead of water. There are some people who have abandoned the Erasmian pronunciation and have adopted modern Greek pronunciation. This is wonderful. However, they continue to say things like Theos and ἀγαπάω instead of Theos and ἀγαπάω. The addition of the exaggerated Erasmian hiatus would make the following words sound like this. Moisis, Kaiaphas, Vitsaida, Evraisti, Alleluia, Αίδιος, διισχυρίζομαι, διηλίζω, ισχύει, πραείς, προίστιμη, χωικός. It would be more natural to say the words in the following way. Moisis, Caiaphas, Vitsaida, Evraisti, Alleluia, Αίδιος, διισχυρίζομαι, διηλίζω, ισχύει, πραείς, προίστιμη, χωικός. We have seen from Crasis and Elision that the Greeks tend to join words together. Therefore, it is highly unlikely that they would insert an exaggerated hiatus within a word, thus lengthening it. There is further evidence that the Greeks of the 1st century did not insert an exaggerated hiatus between two vowels of a word. Historically, there has been a tendency to shorten words. For example, third person plural thelusin, they want, has become thelun, although the Cypriots still speak an archaic form of Greek and many still say thelusin. However, in mainland Greece they would say thelun. Let's see the example of Matthew chapter 11 and verse 5. First we'll read it in the Koine Greek of the 1st century, and then we'll read it in modern Greek. Τυφλοί αναβλέπουσιν και χωλοί περιπατούσιν, λεπροί καθαρίζονται και κοφοί ακούουσιν, νεκροί εγείρονται και πτωχοί ευαγγελίζονται. And now in modern Greek, τυφλοί ξαναβλέπουν και χωλοί περπατούν, λεπροί καθαρίζονται και κουφοί ακούν, νεκροί ανασταίνονται και φτωχοί ευαγγελίζονται. Notice those third-person plurals, ousi or ousin, are changed to un. For example, anavlebusin becomes xanavlebun. Look at peripadusin. The yoda is dropped out from the prefix peri, and the usin becomes un. So instead of peripadusin, we have perpadun. And look at agusin. You've got the two u's, you've got omicron, ypsilon, agusin. And that has become agun. So would a Greek man of the 1st century say to his wife, ἀγαπάω σε? Or would he have said, ἀγαπάω σε? He probably would have said neither. He would have said, ἀγαπώ σε. Now let's try the addition of the exaggerated Erasmian hiatus in English. By applying a little sci-ence and our experi-ence of natural di-alogue, we realize that a big hiatus in a word is erroneous. Do not be naive. Imagine a situation in which you meet a lady named Zoe. Ask yourself, if I keep calling her Zoe, will she be annoyed? Hello, Zoe. How are you, Zoe? Where are you going, Zoe? Are you going to visit your friends Anais and Noel and Chloe? Goodbye, Zoe. Let's not perpetuate this annoying cacophonous hiatus. By applying a little science and our experience of natural dialogue, we realize that a big hiatus in a word is erroneous. Do not be naive. Imagine a situation in which you meet a lady named Zoe. Tell yourself, I must not pronounce her name as Zoe. She will be annoyed. Her name is Zoe. Let's not perpetuate this annoying cacophonous hiatus. Qapla. Like this. Telos.